Hello friends, I'm ready to jump in. I'm going to start by making some pup treats. So yesterday I went over to my neighbors and handed over some cookies, and it had been a while since I gave them anything, and they have the sweetest dog, and her name is Onyx, and she knows sometimes I bring her things. And so I was telling her, I'll make something for you, and I said, I'll make you treats, and her ears just stood right up. So we're gonna start with pup treats. They have to be fridged, so we'll make the dough, fridge them, and then bake them. But we have stuff to do in between, so don't worry. I'm just gonna start, you know? It's okay. It's okay if nobody's listening yet. The interesting thing to me on this one is you combine the flour and the egg first. Sounds like a bad choice. That's okay. We make bad decisions on stream sometimes. Maybe more than sometimes. Hello, Mercury. How are you? Good to see you. And nice to know I'm not just shouting into the void. I'll do it anyway, but I like having people to talk to. How's your day? How have you been? We are starting to make some dog treat dough, and then we'll fridge it. We'll make a pie crust, and that should put us to the point where we can roll out the cookies for the pup. So, oh, I don't have a menu function right now. I'm sorry, Yon Lions. I did at one point, and I was so bad about updating it that I just don't. But I do try to keep it in the stream title. So what I didn't say is if this is very quick, I might make crepes. So for dinner, for me. Good to see you. What's in the pup cookies? Good question. It's super simple. Whole wheat flour, egg, peanut butter, water, and honey. So honey is a little bit, you know, it's sugar, but it's natural. So it's a little bit better than just putting like refined sugar in. So it's super simple. I had another recipe that used like milk powder and garlic powder and stuff like that, but this one is easy and quick, and the dogs like it, so I can't. I did taste one because I feel like I have to, just to make sure. It's all human grade food, so it's not like it's gonna hurt me. And it was fine. It was a little peanut butter cookie. Nothing wrong with it. Could totally give this to humans. We just have a sweeter tooth, I think, than dogs, so. Family's good, thank you, Mercury. Everybody's good. You know, we've had a week with division, and the kiddo today did better than she has all week. She's been getting better, and she had some left. She said, hey, can we do it tomorrow? I feel like if I practice a little bit every day, then I'll remember it. And so we don't usually have school on Fridays, but we will have school. We'll have division day tomorrow. I'm really proud of how she's done. They could have pumpkin in them, that's true. This one just doesn't. I would have to sub. I could probably actually switch out most of the water for pumpkin puree because it is so wet, and that would do the same. And give them some nutrients like, what's in pumpkin? Beta carotene? Probably some stuff. Because you know pumpkin season, I know. And it's funny because I was ready a couple weeks ago and was doing the pumpkin things like scones and ginger and that kind of thing. And then this week it's hot again. I don't like it. And I lost that pumpkin vibe. I lost the fall vibe. So I'm still drinking tea because I drink tea and coffee. Hello, Daniel. I will hydrate. Thank you so much. I'll get back into the pumpkin soon, I think. I do have pumpkin ravioli on my list of things. My people don't really like the whole butternut / pumpkin like vibe with savory. They're not huge fans, but we'll try something. We have a little bit of fall left before I have to stop and do everything peppermint for Christmas or whatever. So, now I was in Hippie Wayfarer's stream on Sunday. He streams Wednesdays and Sundays, and he was measuring peanut butter. He has one of the squeegee things. It's a measuring cup, but it's really a plunger. And it's got, you know, you slide the outside up and it's got the measurements on it, and then you just put all your sticky stuff in it and poop it out, and then you don't have to scrape out a bowl or something. But doing it by weight is even more effective in my mind. So I used to have one of those plunger cups, and I do not anymore because I just do it by weight. But if you are gonna bake with peanut butter at all, you need one or the other, in my opinion, a scale or a plunger cup. Or you can just be frustrated and scrape all the peanut butter out and have, the other thing is when you put peanut butter through the dishwasher, a lot of times it doesn't come off, it just bakes on. So I like this better. As chief dishwasher, dishwasher loader, dishwasher emptier, etc. This is more my vibe. So I'm using our milled white whole wheat for these, which is the very, very fine one, which I haven't used it for this before. I did use normal whole wheat last time I made these, so we'll go ahead and see what this is about. See if it works, basically. But I really like the texture of this flour, so I've been appreciating it. $2.81, we will do. You can never have too much peanut butter. I feel like I have had too much peanut butter, but only very seldom. You know, and it's funny because we go through sandwich phases, and right now everybody's in a turkey cheddar phase, but we used to make PBJ on the daily for a long time there. And then, yeah, the kiddo and Irish both switched over and are turkey now, which apparently turkey is going to become more expensive, or is becoming more expensive. I imagine Daniel and Tyler like, ah, it's you, yay! Just because I'm a goofy goober. My kid, we should start singing a song that says, I'm a goofy goober, you're a goofy goober, we're all goofy goobers. And then the end of it goes, bleh. So I sing it with her. I've been singing it with her today. So we're all goofy goobers here. Blasphemy. I don't know. No such thing as too much peanut butter. I hear ya. I'm kind of willing to find that edge though, like peanut butter scones with peanut butter filling and a peanut butter glaze. Maybe we could try that and see if that's too much or if it's just amazing. It'd be pretty good. You just had a PB Sammy, yum. Okay, combine the flour and the egg. We'll combine the flour. It's weird. It's a weird order in which to do it, but we will. See, because it's going to make crumbs, which if this were butter, this would be a totally normal thing to do for pastry. You cut in the butter into the flour. I'm not adding salt because my peanut butter has salt. This is the one I like, and it has literally salt and peanuts, yeah? Yes, peanuts and sea salt. Well, howdy, cooking class. Poor, how are you? Let me do the thing. Mercury, do you stream? I'll shout you out. Wunderbar, wunderbar. Actually, with the V, but I'm trying to do better with shout outs. So Daniel. That is such a good video game, Fallen Order. Okay, Mercury, I thought so, but I hate to miss people. Like, I didn't realize, for instance, that Spicy Ninja was streaming now, and I think a couple of other people have picked it up recently, so I don't want to miss anybody. You're salivating already at the scone thing. I'll get a sticky note while we watch Monsieur Cooking Class, and I'm gonna make a note of that because wouldn't that be a shame to forget an idea? Like all the PB. You're just here as support. Thank you, Mercury. And I chose a pen that doesn't work. That's why I get the Sharpies. Hello, Mama Huevos. You want dog cookies? I mean, they're human edible. They're fine. They're just not as sweet as we like. They're you know. I have a sweet tooth, so you know. I'm so glad you're here, Mama. Thank you for coming in. Be safe driving. I never want views if it's dangerous for you to do so. I'll be here when you get home or wherever you're going. Well, thank you, Cooking Class. I Okay, tell me what the Newman thing means because I don't know that one. I'm out of it. But no, I'm so happy to shout you out. I appreciate you all. And if you're a streamer, you deserve it, at least in my channel. So all good. Okay, PB scones with PB ganache filling and peanut butter glaze. Can we get any more peanut butter in there at all? If I had peanut butter chips, I could put them in the ganache. Can you put jam on the scone when it's done? Well, I put peanut butter and jam on it, and it'd be a PB scone with PBJ filling and a PB glaze. Ooh, Mama Wave was saying you were having a taco battle Saturday. She's the Newman to your Jerry. Okay, that makes more sense. All right, well, I've noted our peanut butter overload. It's gonna go here. And depending on timing, I might get to it today. I know I said I was gonna make the giant cinnamon roll with apple pie filling on top, and I might tomorrow, but I also might make some other stuff instead. I think it's just gonna depend on how my day is going because I don't have a recipe for the, I just have a video of somebody making it like off TikTok. So with no comments and no info, which is fine, I could figure it out. But there are some other things I might need to do instead. So we might be doing Rice Krispies and hand pies exclusively tomorrow. We'll see, but I could also fit the scones in there maybe. Your coloring contest, tell me more about that. Tell us all. Underload. Mercury, what is that? I'm having a slow day today in a great way. And also, I feel like I don't know a lot of things today. Right, there's egg in here. We'll continue on this. I said PB overload. Oh, and you're saying underload. How can I get more PB in there? How can I do that? I have always said on my stream, I forget what I said 5 seconds ago. So I appreciate y'all being a little bit more, I don't know, cognizant. I'm just like, up here. I do sometimes look at closed captions to see what I've just said though. So maybe if I had a running transcript, it would be helpful. You don't want to hijack the stream? No, it's fine. Oh, you can't step on my toes. It's like, not possible. You could be like, hey, I stream all the time. Here's my schedule. I'd be like, cool, everybody take note. I'm not here to, I'm here for all of us, right? That's what I mean. Y'all self-promote all that you would like. If you start doing too many links, I might ask you to stop. But links are open, so, you know. I can get more PB in there by using part BB flour. I do have PB1, PB2, whatever the powder PB is, I have that. So I could use that in as part of my flour. You're absolutely right. Gotta make some notes. This might self-destruct, you know that, but that's okay. We might create like a peanut butter singularity. It would collapse in on itself and become a black hole. Okay, noted. I like this brainstorming that we're doing. Peanut butter brainstorm. Reese's Pieces, I don't have, my kid's candy bag is right there. I don't think we got any Reese's Pieces. I know we have a peanut butter cup because I eyeballed it. I almost ate it. Warrior Queen, hi. Thank you so much for lurking. I appreciate it. And I still have this in here. Keep your volume up a tiny bit to count for the lurk. Does anybody know if that's still true or if they changed it? Because I know it was true, but they've made a lot of changes. Twitch has made a lot of changes in the last couple months. And I wouldn't even know where to look for that information, so. Mercury Pros, that's how you want to die, in a peanut butter singularity. I mean, yeah, goals. And then bury me in a pile of peanut butter. Fun. Okay, well, we got our first 2 ingredients in. Let's do PB next. Since we're so, yeah, it doesn't say like melt it down or anything, we just add it. I'm actually gonna do honey next. 42. This is another thing for like measuring honey. Boy, it's so much nicer to do by weight. Now, if you screw it up, you can't really take any out. So I go real slow. I'm not using my fancy flavored honey, it's just the pure honey. I save the desert honey. It's called desert, but I say it's like Mexican honey because it would taste so good on like buñuelos and sopapillas. It has like that earthy, cinnamony like vibe in the honey. It's super good. So this is normal honey for the dogs. Buried alive in pee-pee, Daniel. Yes, Daniel would survive. He'd be like, I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat my way out of the peanut butter. So cooking class, you got your logo done by an old high school buddy. You have another one for the transition wipe that isn't colored. You thought it'd be fun to have a coloring contest with the community, and the winners will be up on stream starting for the Thanksgiving cook-a-thon. That's a great idea. I love that so much. Yeah. And then you're having a Thanksgiving cook-a-thon. That makes me like anxious for you. Thanksgiving was always totally potluck with my family, and we have a big family. I'm talking about when I was a kid, you know. And so everybody would bring everything, and so it wasn't on one person. But now I have a friend who literally has already bought everything for Thanksgiving. And she's like having a Friendsgiving, and so we're gonna do that. And I was like, hey, I can bring this and this and this. She goes, no, I already have those. Because I was like, she listed everything. I was like, I'll chip in on these things. She's like, I've got everything. So I'm like, well, what do I do? I don't know what to do. But I freaked out for her a little bit when I understood what she said, because she's like, no, I literally purchased either the things to make or have purchased and frozen the pre-made everything. The stuffing, the dressing, the pies, the meat, the other meat, the everything. So, like I said the other day though, I have cooked a turkey when it should have been done by all measurements except cutting it open, and then it was raw when I cut it open. So it may have some trauma from that's lingering over Thanksgiving, but it really is one of the best holidays, in my opinion, because it's a feast. Like, I love a feast day. I feel like we should have more of those. Except maybe as Americans, we shouldn't. But you know, like a joyful togetherness with food. Just enjoy it, wear your sweatpants. Yeah, my friend was like, just come, just bring your family. And I was like, I bring food when I'm not asked to. Like, you're messing me up here. I was told I can make a duplicate pecan pie because the one she has is store-bought and her husband loves pecan pie. So I was like, well, now I know what I'm gonna do, because I love my pecan pie. I use golden syrup, and it's just ridiculously good. Unless of course you hate pecans, which is fine. You don't have to hate it. You make everything from scratch. I figured you did a cooking class. I felt like that was a thing. You love cooking on Thanksgiving. You've had so many miserable traveling to 2 Thanksgivings of divorced parents, neither of whom were particularly wonderful cooks. Yes. Now you show off. They want to see the grandbaby. They can come see us on Thanksgiving. Yes. I love that. I think that's fantastic. As a superior cook, do you not want to like almost save everybody from the lesser food, right? And be like, hey, here's a turkey that's not overcooked until it's dry, you know, like the dark meat is parched, and that kind of thing, where you get, you know, the food that you want, and you can have the people there. That's a good thing. You do a bourbon bacon pecan pie only on Thanksgiving. That sounds amazing. If you share that recipe, if it's private, that's fine. But if you share that recipe, I would love to see that one. Like I might be a little intimidated by it, but I would look at it a lot, think about making it. Daniel, you haven't had a Thanksgiving in years. Is that by choice? You can come to Friendsgiving, man. It's just in Texas, so it might be a drive. You will gladly share. Thank you. Okay, let me go ahead, because I keep getting sidetracked with our delightful discussion enough that the scale keeps turning off. So I'm turning it off and turning it back on so that I can measure this correctly. We are going for 256 grams of peanut butter. Which is a whole cup, which seems like an awful lot. Not an awful lot. I just like how sometimes closed captioning doesn't quite know what I'm saying. Or the robot whose name we shall not utter. 1 gram. 1 gram. Come on. Haha, I have done it. No waste. Excellent. Daniel, family is not that close, so no one's doing anything. Cece is super sus. Yeah. It says, did he is super, oh, it keeps trying to fix itself. That's funny. All right, I'm putting my peanut butter knife away because it's too sticky. And then water, which I actually already had measured. So you don't get sink ASMR quite yet. I'm sure we'll get there. So water goes in. I'm gonna put half in first and see how it goes because it is always variable when you're making a dough, how wet it's gonna be. It's quite humid here today too, so who knows. The house isn't too much. We are still running the AC. If you can make pecan pie, you can make this. It took you 6 Thanksgivings to figure out how you wanted everything. You refused to make it outside of the holiday because it's too indulgent, yes. But the version you landed on is pretty dang simple. As long as you can make pie, okay. I have made a pie and I will be making a pie crust today to make hand pies tomorrow. So I feel like I am in the neighborhood of being able to make a pie. Can do. And it is funny because it's more intimidating to use ingredients that I don't usually use, right? So like bourbon. We do not have bourbon in the house. We do not drink bourbon. I mean, Irish might when he's out, but not a flavor profile that I work with a lot. And so, but I know it's good with a lot of these things. Like you see a lot of chefs use it for specific needs, right? Interesting. Well, Daniel, who's next to you that you can hang with if you want a Thanksgiving? I hate you not having one, but if it's okay with you to not have one, then you go ahead and don't. Hi, Annalie, how are you? Mercury, your stepdad might not be well enough for us to do Thanksgiving, but we are hoping. I'm so sorry, Mercury. That is a really hard situation. I would be happy to pray for his recovery to the point where y'all can have Thanksgiving. Because if you do celebrate it as a family holiday, you do have the kind of family who you like to celebrate that kind of thing with. I feel like it's really special because it really is about being together. It's not about like Christmas has meanings, you know, beyond just getting together and that kind of thing. So I hope that your stepdad is going to be okay enough. For Wisconsin in November, 72 degrees outside. Insane. That is crazy, Daniel. You don't need one, you'll just stream. We'll all turn on your stream after our respective Thanksgiving dinners and watch you because we won't be able to move otherwise. Maybe just me. Maybe I'll be the one. Cooking class, you did everything from making bourbon meringue, bourbon marshmallows to $1 million bacon, candied bacon. Landed on a really simple execution that just works. That's excellent. That's really good. I also plan to make marshmallows from scratch sometime. I just haven't yet. Again, not something that is common in my house, so not something that I've really... Now I'll eat marshmallows all day long, but hand making, you know, from either egg whites or gelatin, it's just not something that I have needed to do in the past, but I have a recipe in case I ever want to, so that's fine. Fantastic. Just 1 more hour here at work. Good, Jedi Annalie, you can make it. Are you gonna stream tonight? Just checking. Do you have any clips? Let's shout out Annalie. There is a clip. Always with the DCS clips. Got a lot of those in here. You don't have to watch Annalie if you don't want to, and she might not want you to watch. Sometimes it feels intimidating. I get it. This streaming has been very therapeutic for me in that way. I've become much more okay with my mistakes. Like, I don't beat myself up nearly as much as I used to, because I'm gonna make some mistakes on stream every day and everybody's gonna know about it. So I have to find a better way of dealing with it than like internalizing it and being ashamed. So it's been really healthy for me. I hope it is something for all of you who stream, whether it's a way to, you know, connect to other people, which I think it generally is for all of us, but also, you know, a stress relief or a something that satisfies you. Marshmallows are fun to make. Literally any flavor you can make. Candy, you can make marshmallows. I think a lemon marshmallow would be really confusing, but I might try it. I love lemon. So this dough, by the way, is super sticky, and also kind of like I suspected, it's not mixing very well. So there's dark and light because there's peanut butter not evenly distributed throughout the flour. There is probably honey kind of spread throughout it. So I'm gonna keep mushing it until it's a little bit more uniform. It's definitely making gluten. I don't think the dogs care. These can be chewy and crunchy. They will bake quite a bit. You do bake them a significant amount. But all the dogs I've asked haven't had any complaints. Alcohol too, since extracts are extracted with alcohol, mostly the two are interchangeable. Yeah, excellent. You know, the other day when I was making the coffee, chocolate, cinnamon, chipotle cookies, I do put, it says to use a teaspoon of coffee extract, and I just put Kahlua in because it's coffee flavored alcohol. And I was kind of using that as the equivalency, right? So that's been helpful. I guess it means I need to buy a lot more liquor. I did have apple pucker in my pantry for a long time to use for apple pie crust because it's just a sour apple liqueur. But then, I rarely do this, but one night I had a friend over and we drank a lot, and we drank all that. and a lot of stuff she brought too. It was crazy. But I don't have that anymore. So I will need to get some kind of flavoring, especially like alcohol in pie crust does quite well because it helps it stay flaky. All right, our dough actually has come together really nicely. It's sticking to itself. I'm gonna roll it out between wax paper and fridge it. So the recipe doesn't say fridge it, but my notes from last time I made it says do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that this time, which I think will make it so much easier to deal with, to cut into shapes. So I don't want peanut butter flavor. I'm gonna put that spatula away so that I don't contaminate anything else with peanut butter. Mercury, you love watching me because I'm so relaxing. My voice is so comforting, and you enjoy Daniel as he plays games that are story-based typically. Yeah, well, thank you very much. I love that. I hear that I'm kind of soothing, and that's just not the case in my own head. But it's lovely that it comes out of my mouth that way, because I'm happy to do that for anybody who needs it. Jedi Annalie, I've met lots of streamers that have become friends, so I thought I would be super streamed by hanging around them. Still scares you though, yes. Yeah. Streaming and watching people stream, it can either feel very similar, it can feel very different, I think, depending on your comfort with both being in the public eye and what you're doing. Like, I'm super comfortable baking, obviously. So if I were doing something else, I might actually be more stressed because of the thing that I was streaming. But psychologically, just the act of streaming has been good for me, healthy for me. Cooking class, you rehydrate your golden raisins, make an oatmeal raisin cookie with roasted pecans and bourbon instead of vanilla. They're right up there with chocolate chip as all-time favorite cookies. Now that does sound really good. I don't like golden raisins at all, but if they had another flavor in them, I probably would, because I like normal brown raisins because they have some tartness to them, and golden raisins don't have that. So to me, they're very sort of like sweet but bland. I will say also, so Cookie Manor and Hippie Wayfarer, who I mentioned before, they're both stream here in Food and Drink. We're talking about making homemade vanilla, and so I'm making some now. I asked them like which beans to use and that kind of thing. So I got a jug of vodka and put the beans in it, and I'm soaking it for 3 months and that kind of thing. But Hippie was mentioning that he actually did that for a while using vodka as the vanilla extract part, the alcohol part, but he switched to bourbon. And so now he has like a bourbon vanilla. And that sounds pretty nice. Baking with a bourbon flavor is popular. Again, I don't drink it. Maybe I should have a sip, not a shot, just a sip to see what it's all about. But rehiding, oh, Irish's choice, you're gonna make me go yell at him. All right, let me put this down. This is my wax paper. I ran out and I should have another, oh, I do. I should have, oh, but I'm knocking stuff on the floor. We'll clean that up later. Everything is fine. Hello, Red. Let me go yell at Irish for Theater Tech's headband redeem. And then maybe he can tell you the story from yesterday if you weren't in our Discord later at night. That's a fun story. So I'll be right back. All right, unicorn it is. Fantastic. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined. Let's start our timer, and I'll see how long it takes me after the timer to tolerate the headband. All right, let me go check what I missed. Daniel, you still get nervous before starting the stream. Aw. You're so good at it though, and you're very relaxed. Cookie Manor is fun, but you seem to miss them. Yeah, Thursday night, so if she's on tonight, I'll raid her. And we did have a debate about raiding Mama or Hippie yesterday, but since Hippie's only on one weekday where I can raid him, I think next week we'll have to go show him some love too, because I really have such good company in food and drink, and I want to share all the love, you know? So anyway, let me keep scrolling. Jefferson bourbon is your personal favorite cooking class? Okay. And good morning, Theater Tech. Thank you for the redeem. This is the most calming BRB screen. I love that. I'm just all over soothing. That's just a great thing that I would never think I could be. Oh, did the sound, you know why? Because the sound alert, there's nothing on the BRB screen. I guess I could change it so that you can play sound alerts during BRB. I didn't even think about that. Capio, hello. Missed you yesterday because we were looking through recipes, and I have some suggestions from you, but I ended up not pulling any of those out yet. So they're still in the to try folder. All right, for now, let's roll out some dog cookie dough. And, oh, it's got the thick bumpers. All right, and we'll fridge that for now. Mama with the chickens. I love your emotes. You went to bed before the madness kicked off? I always try to. Theater Tech was in Discord with the boys. The usual troublemakers. Irish, Flat Spin, Red Raider, a cast of others. Not too good. You have a cold and your nose is itching from all the wiping. I am so sorry. That is no good. I hope you get over it soon. I know you have some soup, right? You've made soups before, so you get some really good soup in you. But the nose thing, yeah, that's rough. All right, I'm getting my 1/4 inch or 6 millimeter bumpers. So it'll be thin enough that it can bake pretty crispy. The stickier it is, the more it'll stick to the dog's teeth, and we don't really want that. So, Flat Spin, there you are, hello. Less itchy wiping, more cleaning, and Tucker watching. You felt way too ill. No, I totally understand, and I'm so sorry to hear that. that's my 3 minutes. Headband's okay for so far, but we'll see how long it lasts. But no, I just, sometimes I miss y'all, not because you have to be here for numbers, but just I wonder how you are. And so, of course, as a mom, I'm like, oh my gosh, are they, in a ditch? Because that's like worst case scenario where my brain goes. Are they okay? Where did they go? What happened? And so you're ill. So my mom brain was a little bit right. That's anxiety for you, my friends. That is something I work on a lot. All right, let's smush it. Smush it down. This is gonna be too big. So actually what I'll do is I'll wrap part of it in plastic film and freeze it, because I don't wanna make too many cookies for the pup, or else some of them might go bad. I mean, I'm sure she'd be fine, but I don't want her to have to eat stale dog cookies.
Mommy,
Annalie is innocent. Mommy, chill. I forgot about that one. That's funny. Mommy needs to chill. All right, so here's our dog cookies that we're gonna freeze. That was like a Scooby-Doo laugh. I didn't even know I could do that. Dom is trouble. Dom is trouble. He just wasn't in there yesterday whenever I was in there. Was he? I think he left before I got in. Yeah, Dom and Irish in a hot tub is always trouble. I should get Irish to give me one of his, I should get a screen clip from somebody and have that as is there a way to redeem that where you can flash it up on the screen? Because it cracks me up. Poor kiddo was like, Mom, they keep kissing on screen. It makes me a little uncomfortable. And I'm like, they're not. It's just the video. It looks like that and it's really silly. And she's like, okay. Like, Dad's kissing somebody else. That's weird. It was very cute. Cappy, you love to drink chicken and beef stock for a cold. It's warming. Yes. Dropkick Queen, hello. I met you in Cute Devil Stream. I'm so glad you could make it in today. We're just rolling out dog cookie dough right now. But yes, playing Phasmophobia, a game that I cannot and will not play. Oh, I didn't hear Cookie go. I'm sorry. Did y'all hear the cookie sound alert go off? Did I miss it? Irish did come and turn it down because he goes, it's blowing out everybody's ears except yours. So, oops. Boro, I ordered a chicken and egg from Amazon. I'll let you know. Excellent. Love that. Hi, Boro. How are you today? As well as can be expected. That reminds me, I haven't seen Uncle Stinky in a long time, and Uncle Stinky would always come in and say hello from Seattle. None of y'all have to show up. I just remember you because y'all are all interesting people and I enjoy your company. Yeah, you heard it. Okay, perfect. I was just probably messing with a bunch of things. Irish in a hot tub, so theater tech. Yes, I am well enough. There we go. You're making yourself suffer playing this Dropkick Queen. It's too much suffering for me, but good for you. I love that. So Irish made an overlay and pulled in, so Dom is another DCS streamer as well, and pulled in Dom's camera through Discord into his OBS. So it was not a multi-stream in the normal way that Twitch does it. It was him pulling in Dom. And so he photoshopped the overlay for the hot tub and had little bubble layer and things like that. And so it looked like they were sitting in a hot tub together. Of course, they had their chairs. Like you could see it in front of the green screen. So it wasn't quite, like I need to make him a green sleeve for his chair that matches the green screen so he can screen out the whole chair. It'll be super authentic. But it was quite funny, and somebody somewhere has a clip of it, so. Your nephew and niece call you Uncle Stinky. Is that close enough? How funny. Are you stinky? Why do they call that? Okay, let me put this in the freezer. I opened the fridge, but that is not where it goes. I reorganized my freezer, so it's supposed to be cleaner, but it's not really. There we go. Irish has the clip. You missed the message of what happened after you left. I did. Let me go find that. You had 8 guys having to heave what we found later to be a female 3-stone alligator out of the trunk of your car. That is nuts. 3 stone, 20 pounds? I feel like it would be more than that. She's big. Thank you, Red, for that one. That was a funny stream. Go watch those clips if you want to giggle. It's nice to see even being able to be funny like that and not be insecure about it. Oh, it was the hire car. That's right. Oh, I should have put the other portion of dog cookie dough in the freezer as well. I do have labeled bags now that I try to keep them all in because of the time I didn't. Well, more than once. I had a not pizza crust that I thought was a pizza crust. And then I had a cookie. It turned out to be a cookie, but I thought it was a scone for a long time before I baked it. You did want to ask, am I feeling better? I'm feeling much better, thank you. Much, much better. So not a work car, just one that you had hired to bring in a bunch of box stuff for you, right? You didn't have to clean the footprints. Like, I just left the alligator footprints on the car for y'all. You're welcome. You have nieces that play Beat Saber much better than you. You call them brat sabers. Beat Saber is hard for me. I have no rhythm. However, there are a lot of people who are super good at it. I mean, Megan, of course, but yeah, I love that people love that kind of movement game. I would just be sad all the time because I cannot get the beat. I've tried Dance Dance Revolution, you know, I've tried stuff. Master Jedi isn't a Beat Saber master. Annalie's good at stuff. She's probably good at Beat Saber, aren't you? Just not amazing? And I'm just bad, so it takes all types. That is our dog treat recipe. I don't need it yet. I am going to try so I had made the Cornish pasties before. It was an amazing crust. It was so delightful. I have a Harry Potter pumpkin pasties recipe that I will try sometime when somebody does the Hogwarts Redeem and I plan it, but I wanted to try out that pie crust as well. And so I'm going to make that, half of it today, and I'm just going to fridge it and probably use it tomorrow. So we'll get that prepped. I do like to leave the pie crusts overnight. To me, it feels better. Like, there's not a lot of stuff I will necessarily leave overnight if I can hack it and put it in the fridge for 15 minutes or freezer for 15 minutes, that kind of thing. Bora, you don't have proper lungs. It takes a lot out of you. Yeah, it's cardio. Too weak for that. I can't do VR because I can't put the headset on right. It's too heavy. Which is funny because this headband is remarkably light and it's not bothering me yet. So I can be a unicorn all day. You push buttons and beat stuff with sticks. It's a simple life, really. I love that. I love it. Hit things with sticks. Don't we all want to just do that sometimes? You have a Quest, your PC is mediocre. I don't remember what Irish has. Irish has 2 headsets. He's trying to sell one. Well, Theater Tech, I'm glad the alligator story ended well. She hadn't escaped from the zoo. You were just bringing her there because they can handle her and rehome her or something, right? It's a gaming laptop. You should look. What we're running OBS on right now is a gaming laptop, but it's like 10 years old, so no longer sufficient. It can run OBS great though. Your bank account is too weak for VR. I think you can get some pretty good headsets. You have overclocked potato. Hey, whatever works. All right, flour, sugar. I am putting real sugar in this one because actually I'm using AP flour for this as well because I am planning to make hand pies for Saturday. Our neighborhood is having a little cookout and it will be the first time we've had a proper cookout in ages and ages. And so I'm making, of course, every dessert possible to bring to that. And hoping that more than like 5 people show up because I will have made too much dessert. But maybe somebody will take it home and get rid of it for me. And we're inviting first responders to come by. And they usually like baked goods around here anyway. So we are going to make this crust as an experiment, but to feed other people. I'll make sure there's less cat hair in it than usual. Flour, sugar, salt. Oh, I guess I could use the food processor. It is an easy way to do it. It shouldn't be too much for my tiny little food processor. So let me go ahead and get that out. Food, you want to come? Annalyn, come on over. What state do you live in? It can't be that far. It could be very far. G4-1660. I don't know anymore which ones are good. I'm out of the game. Discuss amongst yourselves. Gaddafi usually is telling Irish what he should get. Red though, Red knows as well. A lot of y'all are techies. Red knows about computer stuff. I was saying I don't know if the G4-1660 Ti is like contemporary graphics card or not anymore. Somebody else will have to be knowledgeable. All right, it's toasty in here. Don't buy that card. They stop naming them easily, right? They're like, oh, we're gonna go back down in numbers. I'm like, that's not helpful at all. You're in Idaho, the land of potatoes. You could not. You would breathe in so much oxygen, Annalie, you'd be like high all the time. Just on the air. It'd be fantastic. I've been to Idaho because I went through the corner of it when I was in Wyoming. And then we came back. I just needed to visit the state. Irish was driving, of course. All right, so I have a known issue where my bowl is cracked. So anytime I put liquid in there, it leaks. So this has got some liquid in it that I'm gonna clean out before I actually do anything else. It can't get into the food, it's just gross and I should clean it. Sun now comes out. It's hot in here. I'm still wearing shoes though, so that's probably part of the problem. I usually take my shoes off when I get home, but I just didn't. Just kept going. Most new cards are more expensive than your whole PC. Yeah, probably. A 2060 Super or a 3060. I think I have a 2060 in mine. I don't know, Irish bought it for me and I just haven't paid attention. 400 bucks. 350. Nice. Should be like Twitch Marketplace. That's what came in your gaming laptop. It works for what you need. Twitch and Minecraft. Actually, so this gaming laptop that I'm streaming on that doesn't do like, so my benchmark is can it run the retail version of WoW, and this cannot anymore, but it plays Minecraft like a champ, so I can actually let the kiddos borrow it when they come over and play on my account with the kid. Works out great. We'll do flour, sugar, and salt as per the instructions. I almost wanted to sub half of the Crisco that I still have, the vegetable shortening for the butter. But I'm gonna go ahead and do it this way first and see how flaky it turns out. And then if I wanna mod it, because the Cornish pasties had half and half. It was either half butter, it was some amount of butter and some amount of lard or Crisco. And so I got the Crisco, obviously. And that crust was so, so delightful. I finally finished eating them. I was reheating them for lunch for several days, and they were super, super good reheated. So I love that recipe. Your cousin just got a 4090, ooh. Need to start looking at the 3000 family. 1660 is just 2060 without all the fancy RTX stuff. Hi, Spicy Ninja, Lord Spicy, how are you? Good to see you. Or you have no room for a desktop? It's that or an iPad. Oh man, we have a whole room for computers in our house. We are those people. All right, I'm making a half recipe, so I need to actually pay more attention to what I'm doing than usual, or I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna end up making a whole recipe because I added twice as much of something as I wanted. So that's only half a tablespoon of sugar, and you omit it for the, if we were doing a savory, but this will be a sweet. And then the flour. 87 grams of flour does not sound like a lot. Let's see where it gets us. But this is supposed to make, so the original would make 15, so this should make 7 or 8. We'll find out tomorrow. Stay tuned. $87. Perfecto. You wanted to get a MacBook for college, but they are so stinking expensive. Yep. You built your PC around a 3070 cooking class? That's nice. I don't know what Irish has, but his was the best one for a while. A nuclear reactor to power it, Daniel, that's awesome. It is amazing how big the power supplies have gotten and how much you need for, and how much water cooling and or, Irish has like, I don't know, 8 or 10 RGB fans in his computer right now. You also have a room for your PC. It's your bedroom, living room, and partly boiler room. Hey, if it works, it works. We have the luxury of having a room. I mean, we don't have a spare bedroom, but we have a room for our computer, so it's okay. Right? Right? All right, butter next. And I left it in here on purpose because it's best when you make. I didn't freeze it. I could have, and I did not. Pastry, like short crust, is a really easy thing if you just follow a couple of rules. One of them is keep your butter cold, the other one is keep your water cold. I have to measure how much 70 grams is. Wrong way to do that. Perfect. And the rest goes in my little butter container that was almost empty because I made grilled cheese last night. Your PC hangs on your wall in the kitchen. That's cool. We've talked about if this laptop dies, buying another laptop that can run OBS well is probably going to be out of our price range. So then it's like, what do we do? There's no room in here to put a tower. Or maybe that'll be the sign that I take a break from streaming. Who knows? Hopefully, Lenny will live on for a good while. Your PCs are in a rack. That's what I need. I need a rack mount in my kitchen. You know how long I've wanted a rack mount? But they're not as practical here as they are in a server room that is nicely cooled and set up for that. Dropkick Queen, welcome back. Thank you. How you doing? Cappy, are you so mad at yourself? You made a lot of delicious food, but you can't make photos because your camera in your phone broke? Oh no. Yeah, what do you do without a phone camera? Are there other cameras? Do they still exist? I'm sure somebody has one. But I just use my camera for everything. My phone for everything, yeah. All right, I'm trying not to touch these with my hot little hands, but it'll be fine. They do, but you don't have one. Yes, that is probably the problem now. What do you do if you don't have a phone camera? Dog cookies, you've never seen dog cookies being made. Well, the dog cookies are in the fridge, so you'll see them again in a minute. This is just pie crust, but both these recipes are really simple. They both have 5 ingredients. And so, and the dog cookies could be human cookies. They don't have enough sugar in it for us to really appreciate them. They could be peanut butter crackers, I guess. we'll try. I'll taste test again. I've taste tested them before. It's fine. Thank you for the Discord cooking class. That is, ignore most of it. Just go find my channels. Unless you want to get into shenanigans with Irish in the crowd, that would be fine. I am doing well, Dropkick Queen. Thank you. Hey, Geek Boy, how are you?
Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined.
Nothing is ruined. You know what? I bet I'm not hearing it because Irish turned it down, which is fine, but my kitchen's a little bit noisy. So, especially if I'm running this thing. This is decaf black tea. It's Tetley's. It's not fancy. But it's what I need because I can't have caffeine after 3 or I stay up till midnight, and that's just silly. I turn into a pumpkin. Hey, John, how are you? I'm gonna get 1 to 2 tablespoons of cold water, which is gonna come straight from the fridge. That's like 4. Yeah, that's like 1/4 cup. I'm gonna use a fancy drizzle spout. You see it's got like a little trapdoor here. And we'll pour some in and pulse it. Until it comes together. Looks like it's about to. There it goes. Yep, we'll try that. So I will get more wax paper. Oh no, you always make sure you try to get to bed at 10:30 every night. 10:30 is a super, like I would like to be, like I would love to be asleep at 9:30 if I could, but I can't anymore. My brain stays awake a lot longer. And so, yeah, I wish I could go to sleep at 10 and be like completely asleep. I'm working on it. I won't take Ambien. Tried melatonin, it kind of works. But a lot of times if I take melatonin, I wake up in the middle of the night and stay awake. That's not fun. John, I heard you were making something for Irish, or at least he kept mentioning you when he was streaming earlier. Did you get anything going? Annalie, in bed by 7 p.m. That, I would love that. I would love to shut my brain down at that time. I do try a meditation and sometimes it helps and sometimes then I'm like thinking about stuff because I'm terrible at meditating. And so it's almost counterproductive. Posted a pic on your pics of my wall hanging. Oh, good, thank you. I'm excited to see that cooking class. I always in college wanted to, but we lived in dorms that were cinder blocks, so you couldn't put anything on the wall. But I wanted to always have like my motherboard and then like cables up to all the peripherals and look like a spider and stuff. But oh, thank you for the 25. I love that you did them all individually with hearts. That's so sweet. Thank you very much for your support. You get up at 3 a.m. for work. That's terrible, Annalie. Terrible, terrible. Unless you love it, in which case, awesome. 3 o'clock in the morning is usually when I wake up and feel like I can't get back to sleep and get really frustrated. Unicorns for your headband, yes. Oh, they are. Hearts with a unicorn head coming out. So I can't tolerate headbands very well, which is why I said for 3 minutes, because in the redeem, because I can only usually wear them for a little bit, but these must be, this was made at a birthday party that my kiddo attended when she was like 6. So it's a nice old headband. Maybe it's loosened up. Okay, I am frigid, blah, 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 yep. I'm reading ahead in the recipe because I'm only gonna freeze it now and then I'm using it tomorrow. Actually, I'll probably just fridge it for now. How thin do you roll it? 3. Oh, 3. Well, I have 4 and I have, woo, and I have, oh, I almost threw it under my stove. I have 4 and I have 2 millimeter and it wants 3 millimeter. I'm gonna try and roll it 2, see how thin I can get it. If it is super thin and super crispy and flaky, it'd be amazing. So 3 a.m. is usually when you go to bed. Daniel, I don't understand how you can do that. It's a superpower. It's like Kaya stays up until all hours and then gets up and works and things. And like, it's amazing. You know, you're not a morning person. No work, no memory of how you got to work. You know, yeah, no, I get that. There were a few times when I worked a schedule like that, and it's kind of like, well, I made it. My car's fine, so everything must have been fine. But it is not a comfortable feeling to know that I was driving without paying attention. Nothing fancy, needs cable management to the desk has to move to be the prep table. So cable management is hard. Yes, yes. Just glue things to the wall. I don't know. Yeah, that's tricky. Well, cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that on Discord in a little bit. I'm gonna clear off the not blender, what's this thing? Food processor, so that I can have a little bit of room. You don't know how you do it either. You sleep 3 to 4 hours a night. My friend, that sounds, that's, I know you're making it work. I feel like maybe your body needs more sleep than that. As your mom, try to get more sleep. They do say that 8 hours is ideal, and I prefer to sleep 9. I feel really good when I've slept 9 hours, and then they're like, well, that's too much. And I'm like, are you kidding me? How much is too much? Like, really? There's all sorts of opinions about it. I'm not sure that I take any one of them too seriously, because everybody has to figure out for themselves what works, right? The only person who can do that is you. You're a 10-hour sleep person, yes. So yeah, so you go to bed, cooking class 5 to 6. There you go. I mean, see, we're all different, and we all kind of know where our happy place is. I feel like that's really important. The child, of course, being prepubescent, is starting with that whole like staying up late, getting up late thing, which we can do because we homeschool, so I don't have to wake her up for the bus or anything. But sometimes I'm like, get up, I need to do stuff with you. I need to do school with her. But I'm trying to give her, you know, as much of that rest as her body is adapting to need. It's important. Not by choice that you don't sleep. No, I'm sure it is you struggling with insomnia and the things. Irish has some of that going on for various reasons, I think. But again, I'm not here to diagnose, so, you know, everybody's got to figure out what works for them. I have managed my paper badly, and I'm about to roll this whole dough off of the wax paper, and it's getting warm, which I do not want. I just wanted to roll it out the whole way so then I can freeze it. Fridge it. I think I'm gonna fridge it. I keep saying that and then I keep forgetting. I just don't want to get it too warm. Oh, and I stuck it on me, but that's okay. Roll it back out and we'll be done. I like the thickness of it though. I think that this is going to be the nice thickness for a nice little hand pie. Unless it just ends up being too tender, but again, we'll find that out tomorrow. So. At least that make you non-lethal, right? I mean, a lot of stuff can happen that's not good stuff if you're not getting enough sleep. And it only starts with like eating, like your body telling you to eat more because it's short on sleep, so it wants more calories. And then, you know, cognition, memory, yes, all the things. All right, so I'm messing with the dough a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit chewier than if I had left it all perfectly untouched. All right, I'm gonna call that good. Let's see if it'll fit into a gallon Ziploc. Oh, nope. Okay, I'm gonna fold it and fridge it folded. And we will see what happens tomorrow. I can crack it in half and use the 2 pieces, and I'll have to re-roll it anyway. So that's okay. I will remember what this is tomorrow, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't have to write on the bag. And I can get the pup. Yeah.
Mommy shark do 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 do. Mommy shark do 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 do. Mommy shark do 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 do. Mommy shark.
Thank you, Annalie. I appreciate that. I like my sound alerts. I think they are fun. I mean, I do just amuse myself, you know, but hope y'all like them too. Oh, wow, I'm rolling it out with a really incorrect height. Let's just leave that alone. It was just very lumpy. The dogs won't mind. Well, I'm only giving them to the one dog, but I could probably find some other dogs to take a few treats as well. Hey, Coog. That song is now stuck in your head. You are welcome. I think Irish has an alert for that as well. So we're both contributing to your delinquency. I'm so sorry. How are you, Coog? I haven't heard from you in a while. You will take that instead of the corn song. Yes, I feel the same way. I find Baby Shark to be definitely an earworm, but less offensive than some of the other things that do get stuck in there. So, and I'm using my flour, my tiny flour cutter. I try to have a different cookie cutter for each type of cookie that I make because it amuses me to do so, not for any other reason. Yes, this is nice and cool. So obviously peanut butter and honey make it sticky, so it's nice to have just some way to take out some of that stick so that it's easier to work with. And these will not spread or puff. We did not put any leavening in them. So I can put them fairly close together. Yeah, you all can see it. There we go. Busy going through all your U.S. naturalization process. I think you did tell me that the other day. Very busy. Well, super job. Excellent. I think that is a good thing to do if that's what you want to do. Are you streaming again? You and Lazy Dragon? Was that her Twitch name? Had been streaming for a while, but I haven't seen y'all on. But I could just be missing it too. And I could make bigger dog cookies, but I know most dog owners only want little treats so that their dogs don't get fat. So I try to be respectful and not make giant, awesome dog cookies of all the shapes. I have a lot of good shapes though. Taking a short break, but still streaming here and there. Okay, all right. I've just been missing y'all then whenever you're on. Although, I mean, a lot of days I miss Irish's stream up until I can actually sit down and load it on a computer because I can't have it on the phone while we're doing school and stuff, or else I get super distracted. What if you already have fat dogs? Don't give them any treats, poor babies. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's funny that our dogs never got fat. I mean, I walked them, you know, sometimes, but I wasn't as good about it. I mean, I was working over full time at the time, which the company I worked at basically was a company of workaholics. So 50 to 60 hour work weeks, most all the time. But our dogs were not ever overweight, which was really nice. Hi, you need help with it? Okay. Do you need me just to get you some out, or do you want me to? Okay. Okay, will you come over here? Mama needs help for a sec, yes. Do you want me to do this here, or do you want me to put it on BRB and I can come help you? BRB? We'll BRB. Thank you, friends. All right. And the poor baby has some metal in her mouth, and part of it is really irritating her. So we get to try to put, you know, the wax for braces, or putting it on the metal to stop it from cutting up her cheek. Is it okay? Push it on? Yeah. But sometimes it's a two-person job, so. Note, add music to BRB scene. And sound alerts, right? Where's my sticky notes? Yes, that would be. Otherwise it just goes dead, doesn't it? I never noticed that. I can add it to all of those, the 3 scenes that I have. Put it right there on the scale, then I'll never find it again. All right. Your dogs aren't far from being fat. You know what? I love a fat little pupper. If they're unhealthy, of course, we don't want that. And peanut butter, obviously, is fatty, so. One is like 180 pounds, the other is like 65, 70. What breed is that 180-pound dog? Like Great Dane? Our dogs were around 70 and they were labs. So that to me is like a big dog, but not a giant dog. All right, I'm gonna call it quits on the headband. No more unicorn today, sorry friends. And that one goes in the pile. So now there are only these to choose from, which you can't see. I just realized that when I turned around. That's okay, we'll find out tomorrow if Theater Tech is going to redeem it again, which I think is delightful. Speaking of Theater Tech, you're quiet today. You busy? What you working on? What did you make today? Saint Bernard and Husky. Oh yeah, I guess Saint Bernards are really like heavy. I've never known one in real life. I would love to know a Saint Bernard. Seems like they would be a cool dog. Annalie, you put sounds you want in all the scenes on their own scene and put that nested sound scene in all your scenes. I could do that. I actually have all voice audio as one group because in case we have to change to the HyperX or whatever. But I could even group the others that I want together. So Spotify, sound alerts, alert overlay probably. I don't know. I'll look on, Irish knows better than I do. He is like the pro at this. But yeah, I could look at that, and that's a good idea, especially because OBS will then do copy or reference, so I only have to change one if I do need to change it around, and then it'll go into all the others. Although it did that with the background, but I had to rescale it on every single scene because it was giant bricks. The only thing left is the oath ceremony, which is on the 7th. It is going to be fun. Awesome. I have a picture of my cousin who was adopted from Vietnam, and she, I think, was 6, maybe 5, the youngest that they let you. I mean, she was adopted as an infant, but she went through that whole process and was wearing like a little American flag dress and everything. I think it's a cool ceremony. It's just a neat way to appreciate the thing that you're doing. And I'm sure you've worked really hard on it because in my understanding, you have to learn a ton of stuff that people who are born Americans don't really do as much. Like memorize important dates and stuff, and I'm like, I think 1066 is relevant. I don't know. Like, I am bad at history, but I think a lot of us are. That is adorable. They don't let family in anymore because of COVID. That is sad. Yes. Just get somebody to take your picture. Take a selfie. We all have selfies now. We're good. Okay, I'm going to put this 1/4 inch, 6, yep, back on, roll this out again. I have 3 more spots that I want to fill on the pan. And then the oven just sang to me, so she's ready. You have never taken a selfie. Bora, that's okay. You don't have to. I'm not like really a selfie person, but I do kind of like when, you know, we go out as a family and do something fun. Or if like Irish and I go on a date, which is, you know, every so often. I like to commemorate it. Like, look at the thing we did. We look so cute together, you know, that kind of thing. So, but I mean, I'm just not, I don't naturally take selfies. I have one of my friends is super, super good at it. Actually, a couple of my friends are really good at just like thinking, oh, we should just take a selfie, and then we have all these cute pictures of us together. So you send Daniel and Megan selfies all the time. So, you know, a lot of people's Discords have selfie channels, and I think that's neat. I don't have one because I never thought to have one, you know? Okay, so these are dog cookies. As I mentioned a lot, I make brown food. Everything I make is brown, and these are very brown. And that's okay. So we're going to put them in. Let me see my right recipe here. I'm gonna sing Baby Shark in my head now. 18 to 20. 18 started. Good, I'm gonna roll this out and put it back in the freezer bag with the rest of the puppy cookie dough. You can't take serious selfies, you always make a face. I feel like that's a lot of people, and I feel like duck face is very common for the kids that I know. Now most of them are girls, so maybe it's a girl related thing, I don't know. But like the whole like, I don't think my kid can take a selfie without going, because, and I'm like, makes you look like you're about to smoke a cigarette, which she didn't grow up seeing that because TV banned it, and so she has no idea. But it's one of those like funny things that they all do. One channel he was on didn't have a selfie channel, but it have a selfie Monday. Oh. If y'all want to take selfies and put them in my Discord, that's fine. We could put them in silliness. I don't know, I don't like to have too many channels. I find it very overwhelming. And I know a lot of you have Discords that are very nicely organized with lots and lots of channels, and that's super great. And I come in and I'm like, oh, there's a lot. And then I try to read as much as I can, and then I don't always make it. But that's a me thing. All right, so dog cookie bag, there we go. I'm the biggest fan of freezer dough, if you haven't noticed. It's so nice because then you can just pull it out and pop something in the oven very shortly. Woo! Ah! That was exciting. Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined. Hi, Rye. Or did you just come in time for that? I didn't even think about that. But it hit hard enough that it loosened both the screws. So, oops. All right, well, I'm just gonna leave it like this and put it away before anything else happens.
Everything is fine, nothing is ruined.
Thank you, Annalie, exactly. Gravity, a weak force that always wins. Truth, yes. Gravity is on the case. Yes. All right, I'm gonna put these in the sink as well. And since we have a nice timer going for our pup treats, we're gonna see if I fixed Bertic, because I tried it today and it worked when I did it. I don't know if it will still work when I do it now, but let's give it a go. If you don't know, you just type what you think you're seeing in the drawings into chat and it'll give us points if we are right. And you can type as many as you can or as many as you want. Darkwood, my favorite cooking show. Thank you. We're not cooking it. Well, we're baking something. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this cup of water that's precariously perched. Glass and water right on the edge of the counter. Whose idea was that? It was mine. Tea's okay. Tea's all right. Thank you for coming in, Darkwood. Let's do Gartic and start and see if it actually takes our answers this time. Everybody chip in. It looks like a butt. I have to make it bigger in OBS and chat smaller so I can see. Is that a potato? Ah, okay, it's working. We got one. I still didn't get the eye one. And they will change. Once we get one right, they'll put another one up. We have to get 7 in the time. That one looks like an Etch-a-Sketch. What is it? Annalie. That looks like a tractor. What is it? What's it called? No, not caterpillar. Oh, toothbrush. Well done. Digger. Backhoe. Tow truck. Nice. Yeah, the eye one, I don't know. Visine, there you go. Yay! We did it. Is it laggy for you guys? We can play the next level. Let's try it. Continue. Everybody chip in. And again, it looks like butts at the beginning. Everything looks like butts to me. Well, now it looks like something else. Well done, Rye. Oh. I can't spell. I forgot. I don't know that Gartic has like a family friendly. Not that beer is particularly unfriendly or bras, but a little bit more adult. Is it spelled the other way? Racket. The other way. Cherry shot. Right, Annalie? Irish and Domina hot tub. Excellent. There's another one where we draw together and then evaluate each other's. That would be fun. That would be fun, but I forget what it is. Megan has played it on her stream. I don't remember. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got to the next level. Excellent. Let's see. We still have 10 minutes on the cookies. Let's do another one. I just make stuff up. Off to go home. Okay, Annalie, thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. Have a safe trip home. If you don't remember it, I just hope you get home okay. Oh, that does look like it could be the English flag or the Swiss flag. I thought you did missile already, yeah. Oh, is that light? It's a light bulb person? Oh. No, it doesn't have wings. What is it? Shoulder, that's interesting. Oh, it was yogurt, not yogurt cup. Nice. Seriously, what's the one in the top left though? It was such an interesting thing. All right, we've never gotten past level 4, so let's give it a try this time and then we can go back to chatting. Continue. See if we can beat it. I do, right too. I wish that they would tell you what each one was after you don't complete it, just to give you an idea. Or maybe they don't because they recycle them. Aha! That was driving me nuts. Oh, nice. Oh, cuticle. Good one. Y'all are doing great. This is so intense. Dang. Wow. That's okay. We got some. Yeah, I don't know what that one pointing to the frame was. Like, what's another word for frame? All right. Oh, that's funny. That actually tanks the frames. Did you guys notice frames dropping? I had to do this last time too. I had to reload it to make it stop playing the sound. There we go. We did try. We tried very well. We did awesome. I'm happy. with us. Yeah, I got a 2% frame drop. Let me clear it. Yeah, it must have been Gartic. That's okay. That was fun. Do y'all have any other games that you guys like to play on other streams? Because I'd be interested in finding something. Since I'm trying to pack less into doing like 3 recipes, full end-to-end kind of stuff, I want us to be more chill. I want to be more chill. And you're obsessed with win, lose, or draw? Is there a Twitch plugin for that, or was it just the game? Coog, you think it looks fine? Thank you. Stream Raiders, yes. I think Michelle plays that one. I'll make a note to see what it takes to set up. I'm not sure. Like, Gartic's a super easy, like low bar to enter. So that one I liked it was a game show. Yes, that's right. But I always welcome all of your feedback. Like if you're not here to play guessing art games with me or something, that's totally fine. I would appreciate knowing. But if it's fun and we can do it while something's baking, then that's great. I did have not a mantra. I just had something I wanted to share with you because I'm trying to find something every day that I start with before I stream to have, you know, a little bit of a different take on maybe self-care or worth or things like that. And today, I knew it was going to be a busy day. Anyway, like I had places to go and things to do and people to show up for and all that, which sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have a day where I can just be a hermit and it's super great because I like that. But I got home, was able to rest, and I just had this reminder that it's time to be still. Like, have peace, be still. So sometimes we push ourselves, and who pushes us the hardest? Us, right? So there might be one of you, or more than one maybe, who needs to hear that it's time to be still and find a little peace in being still. Because if you let all the things you need to do overwhelm you, which is easy for them to do, then they're running you. You're not running them. That's not serving you well to be at the mercy of your to-do list. So take a minute for peace. Take a minute to be still, physically still. That will hopefully help you with some mental stillness, which I need. I definitely have. All the things in my head all the time, thinking ahead, thinking back, thinking sideways. And it really resonated with me today. So I thought I would share that with you in case it resonates with you. And if it doesn't, and you're just out there and you have all the energy in the world to do everything you need to do and it feels great, good for you. Keep doing that. But for some of you who need to hear that, you have permission to stop and be still and have peace, even if it just is for a minute before you move on. Let yourself rest just for a minute. Let's see if these are burning. Nope, they're doing fabulous. I think last time I slightly burnt the dog biscuits, and I apologized to the dog in question, and she wasn't really too upset with me. But I don't want to burn stuff. We have about a minute left. Let me look. Yes. Good. So I was thinking about making crepes. I think I will do that. I think I'll make some crepes, but I'm also looking maybe into next week. Like I told you, I'm always looking ahead and back and all the things sideways. And so I think I'm going to make pretzels next week. But I want to make a flavor. I want to do something interesting with flavor. So I'm wondering what I should do. And I'm actually thinking savory. I've never made this recipe before, but I'm thinking I should put something like turmeric and sesame in it or something like that. So if any of you have any ideas for some fancy little, these are soft pretzels, they're yeasted. Yeah, they're the big fluffy ones. If you have any ideas, let me know. But for now, let's get our dog biscuits out. Very nice. Okay. Let me show them to you for now. They are not burnt, so I am very happy. They look nice. It's funny, they do puff. I think that's just the nature of having some moisture in the dough. So they kind of smoothed out because they were a bit wrinkly from the wax paper. Can you name this dish? Absolutely. What would you like to name it? Woof woof wafers, wafers. I love it. Woof woof wafers. That's fantastic. I will have to tell my neighbor dog and possibly her owners. Have you been saving that, or did you just come up with that? Because I feel like it could be either way. You've been sitting on that waiting for like the perfect time to bring it up. Very clever. Maybe dill would go well in a pretzel. Hi Shayna, how are you? You just came up with that? Perfect, excellent. I love it. All right, well I will put our pretzel recipe away. We finished with our pup treats. I have to stash the pumpkin pasties recipe for tomorrow so I can use more of its instructions. I did have other cat treats and other dog treats, but I like this recipe that we have used, and it is very simple. So that makes it a little bit easier. You've always thought you should have worked as a product namer. Absolutely. Is it advertising agencies that come up with these things? I don't know how any of that works, but I think there are some people who are really good at coming up with names. Like my kiddo, when she names characters, like because she's, doing role plays or used to have a bunch of dolls, and she would come up with really cool, like out of the box, interesting names. And I thought that was really neat too. I think some people have that, just that ability. And I'm like, if I have to name something, I'll name it like Monkey 1, Monkey 2, Monkey 3, Banana, because I'm ridiculous. And they make me laugh when I do that, so. Why not amuse yourself while you're at it, right? I'm trying not to let this slide off the counter. I think that would be good. And I will taste one of these once they cool down, just to show you that they are quite fine for human consumption as well. In case you want a peanut butter crackery thing. I haven't made crackers in a long time. I used to have a lot more seeds and things to put in the crackers, but I wonder if I should pull that recipe back out. That might be a lot of fun. But not today. All right, so, yeah, no, it's fine. If you pick up the rack that has had the 350-degree pan on it, it might be hot. It was warm. But that's okay. You really wish you could work for one of the 3D printer filament companies naming their colors. That would be fun. Or like Crayola is the one I always think of with the clever color names, because they had, during my childhood when I wanted like the 104 box with the sharpener in the back. Yeah, they had that era of really cool names and stuff. But now I'm like, is it blue? Like, I can't tell if this name is blue or not blue. They can get too fancy, is what I'm saying. I think you would find that middle ground, right? Like evocative, but also clear. We do have a couple of different types of filament for our 3D printer, but we've used white so far. Just white. And some of them come with like glitter. Some are metallic colored, I think, which is neat. We don't have a metal 3D printer, obviously. That's a lot. Thank you for the alert, Geek Boy. I'm gonna get out the griddle and we're just gonna whip up some crepes. I'm gonna actually use this Czech crepe recipe, which I don't know how to say. I think Warrior Queen sent it to me. Maybe one of the rest of the others of you did, I don't know. But I did get it off of a suggestion from one of you. And it's different from French crepes, which I made a bit, because you don't actually put fat in it. You put melted butter in French crepes and you don't in these Czech crepes. So I wanted to test them out. So I'm gonna make some and then I'll let y'all go and make dinner for my family and have them for dinner. But I'll definitely try them on stream, as I always do. Used so much white filament. What are lithophanes? I don't know what litho is. Rock. Phane is not a root. I know. Pictures. Like textured pictures so that can you put an image of them on my Discord? I'm having trouble. I could look it up too. You don't have to. But what an interesting idea. Now I'm dropping some frames. Sorry, y'all. I might be a little bit stuttery, not just from normal, my occasional stutter. When you put a light behind them, they actually show the photograph. Oh, that sounds super cool. Still don't, it's not clicking in my mind as to what it looks like, but it sounds very, very cool. All right, to try out our Czech crepes, I'm gonna get out egg, milk, I have sugar and flour. I'm gonna will have made this and it won't use too much. I'll keep out my wheat flour and get out my egg and my milk. We used to have crepes as kids a lot because you can make a ton of crepes with a little bit of batter. And when you're trying to feed a bunch of people, it can usually be pretty effective. So I'm gonna put the wet in first. Get my eggy hand. Here you go. Here's the water ASMR that everybody was hoping for. A cup of milk. Yes. We always used the griddle whenever we would make this, or when my parents, usually my dad was the crepe master. He would get up on Sunday mornings and I think make a double or triple batch. We'd all gather at the table and he'd like bring over a batch, everybody get one, and then everybody get another one, and everybody get another one. So that was always fun. I'm pretty sure we fought about it quite a lot. And the only thing we ever used to fill them was powdered sugar and lemon juice. So we'd make like a little lemon glaze. I didn't realize you could put other stuff in it. I thought like this is the rule. This is how crepes are made. You put lemon and powdered sugar in them. But you can fill them with lots of things. Oh, thank you, Rye. Yes, that is there. You can put your picture in any of the 3 channels under Lysian's Corner, and I will make sure that I see it. You could put it somewhere else, and I'll eventually see it, but I've checked my channels first. A teaspoon and a half of sugar. I don't need the scale for anything but the flour, but it is a very simple recipe, so I put it back here. Yes, I did. I do have a half tablespoon measure. It's very handy. And then before I put the flour in, I will get the griddle out and let it start heating. This is my whole stream, putting things on one counter, putting things on another counter. Sometimes I just move stuff around. All right, so the griddle. It is a lovely big griddle because I used to make breakfast tacos or breakfast burritos every day for kiddo and Irish, and so I would make the bacon for the kiddo and the sausage for Irish and the eggs and fry up the tortillas all on the griddle, and it worked great. And then everybody got tired of that, so I stopped making them for quite a while. But it's a lovely griddle. It's gonna drive me a little bit nuts that it's not square. There we go. But now I'll have to move this over here so I can actually use it. Percent of my frames due to the network. Sorry about that, friends. Wish there was something I could do, but I'm pretty sure it's out of my hands. Let me make a note while I'm thinking about it to check into that. See with Irish what if his network monitoring caught any of that. Posted for my viewing intrigue. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to see what it's all about. Just gonna put my sticky note elsewhere because I have lost sticky notes from stream before, and I find them stuck on the back sides of other recipes. So I don't want to lose them. I make notes for a reason. It's because I don't remember anything. In the best chat. Excellent. Thank you. That it wasn't meant to be cocky, but I named mine general chat and inside my section, and then Irish was like, well, you can't name yours general chat. I have one already. And so then I said, well, mine's the best one. So a bit of silliness. A lot of everything that I do is a little bit of silliness, so that's okay. All right. It's not quite up to heat, but we can add our flour. It heats pretty quickly, and it has a nice thermometer, so it's at 350. I don't remember if other griddles have that or not. I think some of them are like high, medium, and low. Or maybe they all do have a temperature, but I like this one. It's been good to us. I need 120 grams of flour. Oh goodness. Trying not to make a mess. There we go. Shook it off the spoon, and that was exactly the right number. I just remembered I have to bake something in a minute for dinner, so I'm turning the oven back on. Okay. So this is our batter. I'll whip it up and see. It may be a little bit thicker than I expect for crepe batter, and that will be interesting. Flinging it everywhere I am. Yeah, it definitely has a different, well, it has a different color because I'm using the milled flour. So let's see what happens. Ooh, it's quite thick. Let's see if we can thin it out. This is my dad's tried and true technique. Put some on and then let it run. It's quite lumpy. I will whisk it a lot more, I guess. I'm concerned about how it will get glutinous if I whisk it too much. I don't have the cool crepe scraper that I could have, so I can't thin them out that way, but I could probably use my spatula. Let's get That set very quickly, as I would expect. Oh dear, stick. It is sticking. Nothing usually, there we go. I was gonna say, nothing usually sticks to this. It's quite a nice non-stick surface. So it must have, oh, it just needed another minute. All right, I'll let this one solidify as well. We'll see. But I do love an experiment. Here we go. This one seems to come up easier. So it may just want, yeah, almost like tortillas. And they're, I mean, quite thick. I should not do that thickness again. Let me pour a little bit and see if I can scrape it. I did get more lumps out that time, so I ruined it. That's all right, we'll figure it out. I have just wiped batter on my shirt. Excellent. Ah, okay. The dog cookies are done. By done, I meant cool enough to try. That's a creepy crepe, right? All right, let's see. That's quite thick, but that's nice and done. So what I would want if I were to make these for human consumption is just more honey in them. They taste nice and peanut buttery. The pup will like them. And they are a bit chewy, which again, good for pups, not as popular among humans. This looks much better. But I scraped it too thin here, so it's stuck. There we go. Hang on. That's actually nice. These are way too thick. Although, if my dad was in a rush, we would get crepes like this. And they would be this thickness, this much thicker, heartier kind of crepe. It tastes good. It's like a cross between well, it's a little tortilla, I guess I could say. Ooh, grabbed the wrong end there. So, yeah, let's try some more. I know that was ambitious. We'll see how it goes. It's like a whole body movement to get it all straight. Okay. This one is thicker, but still got some good stuff going on. This looks like more of an actual usable crepe. Let me taste the really thin one and see if it's nice. When they're good, I find they're like almost tasteless. They're just like the wrapper for the good stuff, right? Because that's what you're filling it with something. Definitely sturdy enough to be rolled and cut and not kind of fall apart. All right. It's hard to get up, so I'm assuming this is the hallmark of it's still cooking. And the oven will be ready to make dinner whenever I am ready. But this is super fun. Look at how nicely it smells. Delicious. It needs vanilla. That's what I would change. Is I would change the lack of flavoring, and I get why. Like, you don't want it to interfere with what you're going to fill it with, but for me, vanilla is always a go-to in the baking. Even though it's not baking, it's griddling. All right, let me get this up. This is when having a big spatula is actually quite handy. It gets right under there the whole way. Here we go. All right. Sturdy enough to flip on its own. Yeah, you can see the original pour outline, but that's okay. This is nice. It's a little bit crispy. I don't mind. I like it crispy. So I'll take the thin one and roll it up. We'll pretend it has jam in it. Perfect. I put the bit that was super, super thin in there because it's overcooked. I can be a little picky. So these ones are more pancakes, the thickest ones, but I didn't pull the batter on, the dough on. Batter was right. All right, well these I will take and put on my dish for dinner. Yeah, that's nice. I like it when it has the bubbles and the tops of the bubbles are brown. You can get like that, the crustiness. Yeah, all right, well let me make this one. And while I'm making this one, which I think is the last one, we're gonna get 2 giant crepes out of it, which is just fine with me. Then we will go also see if anybody is around who we should go hang out with via raid. So some of it is too thin. I'm trying to not get it thin enough that it gets really like way overcooked. This one is less eggy too. So French crepes are quite eggy. This one has, I think, 1/3 less egg in it proportionally. So that is, if you don't like a very eggy crepe, then this one might be more to your taste because you don't really get the egg flavor at all. I'm just wiping off the raw dough so it doesn't stick when I scrape it. Still dropping frames, my goodness. All right, let me go see who we have available. Dana, Waybread, Daniel. No Cookie Manor again today. I'm gonna check on her in a little bit. Let's see. Lordy's doing art. Yeah, let's do Waybread. Let's see what he's up to. All right, I'm gonna peel this off at some point if I can. It's got lots of bubbles. Mercury, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you so much. You're like first in, last out, my friend. That's amazing. I know people have to leave. Like, I'm not blaming at all for, please don't misunderstand, but it's neat if you can hang around the whole stream and kind of get the whole vibe. Okay, I had to wait until Waybread's ad played. He's dishing up. Let me go see who else. I was going to ask him, but maybe I can just go look at where everybody else is. Let's see if Dana's going to be on for a while. I just hate to raid and then y'all almost immediately raid out to somebody else that I don't have control over, which, because I'm a control freak, I just like to, you know, hang with whoever we can raid for at least a minute. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, these are too big. Like, I would make them half the size next time, but that's okay. It's Dana and Kanara on Dana's stream. We have to go. We have to, I forgot she's doing, like, dual streams with other food and drink streamers. So, yeah, Daniel's on another screen. Please go visit Military Man. He is on right now if you want to hang out and watch. I will be after I eat dinner, we'll be in his stream and a handful of other streams of just, our Twitch family and friends. But for now, we will go see Dana and Kanara in Dana's kitchen. So thank y'all for hanging out. I appreciate you, and I will be back tomorrow, God willing, and see you all then. Thank you, Mercury. Thank you, everybody else, for hanging with me. I will see y'all tomorrow.